from outside the country, so that farmers' produce are competing with the produce or cheaper produce from outside. So we look at such issues, such policy issues, which can be able to help the policy framework so that farmers can be able to have a conducive environment to look for markets.
We want the farmers to speak for themselves because they are the affected, and we think they are the ones now to provide the solutions, because these issues vary from one farmer to another. So in a case where you bring the farmers together, you empower them to advocate for themselves, you empower them to engage with the policymakers. They articulate the issues that actually affect them, and they also suggest on how the policymakers and decision makers can address these issues that affect the farmers in most cases.
Working in partnership with the local governments in the project areas has enabled the project effectively work in line with government's development programs. According to the Kalagala's sub-county chief, for example, farmers in Kafa are playing a leading role in mobilizing other farmers who are not necessarily in the association to engage in the government programs.
They start at village level planning meetings, then we go to the parish level planning meetings, then to the sub-county. But as Kafa, those farmers under Kafa, supported by VEDCO, they still come in at the sub-county level, leave alone the village level, because at the village level they come as households. At the sub-county level, we bring them in as partners in development.
And before they came at the sub-county level, they agreed as an association, so they dialogued amongst themselves and agreed on the number of issues that they are going to bring before the policymakers. They even developed policy positions, their own policy positions. And so when they met their policymakers at the sub-county, for instance, they had a position, they had issues, and they had the demands that they want, and they had the duties and responsibilities.
Using advocacy skills acquired in the trainings, farmers have managed to convince local government for their participation in various planning meetings. In these meetings, farmers freely share their views on issues affecting productivity. This effect, farmers have attended a number of policy dialogues at the sub-county, district, regional, and national levels.
Sometimes you may think farmers need maize seeds when the problem is not seeds. Probably they need funds, or they need access to the markets, or they need other agricultural inputs other than seeds. So it is important to participate in the planning meetings such that the providers are able to tell what exactly the farmers require.
The organization of this forum has been threefold.
The national dialogue held on 28th of July 2011 at Grand Imperial Hotel in Kampala was the climax of all farmer dialogues. It was attended by 600 farmers, 17 policymakers, 7 of whom are on the Parliamentary Committee of Agriculture, 70 civil society organizations, and 5 religious leaders. The national dialogue attracted 44 media houses who picked more interest in addressing farmers' issues. To increase farmers' interest and engagement in matters of advocacy and marketing issues, VEDCO worked with a communication firm, Libra Uganda, to produce information, education and communication materials on local government planning and budgetary cycle, as well as maize and sesame quality control. The extension officer from VEDCO, Apache, is delivering the materials to the community development officer of Apache sub-county local government. The materials are developed in local languages and pictorial form, since majority of the farmers can hardly read or write.
They went to the farmers and they taught them how planning should be done for the farmers, and how those planning also should fit in the calendar of the sub-county chief. So I've liked that thing. I've gone through, it's a very good pamphlet, and we shall take it around to the farmers to show how we do our planning, budgetary planning, so that the farmers know where to fit in, so that at the end of the day when we come with the sub-county development plan, the farmers' interests are captured in those things as well.
This place is called Amintang. That is the name of the village. farmers in Kere Parish, Pai Sub-County. And this place here you see behind this is a community-based resource center for the farmers from Pai Sub-County. So our major objective of coming to this place was actually to distribute the IEC materials for local government planning process.
Before farmers get the posters, the community development officer takes them through the information on the materials with the hope that the information they provide will always remind these farmers to participate in the government's planning processes.
I have learned that it is important for us to share ideas in our villages and forward them to the sub-county. The sub-county shall send the ideas to the districts, and from the district, they are sent to the national level.
In order to save time for farmers to work on their farms, a farmers' meeting is extensively used to deliver a number of messages and to deal with a number of issues. After the distribution of the IEC materials, one of the micro savings and credit cooperatives group uses this opportunity to meet. In these saving groups, farmers save some money to sustain some activities in their groups. Farmers also learn skills of record keeping, saving and management of loans. Although this was not a primary activity in the Empowering Male and Female Farmers Access Produce Markets project, VEDCO promotes these circles because financing is part and parcel of market access. Through such groups, farmers are able to meet their financial needs without waiting for the support of NGOs.
They have chosen to save because we have problem like women. You can see these women, old women. When they